This question is on the test review. Okay, what do I need to make all the denominators the same? These need x's, don't they? That means that is what you're going to multiply everything by. You do not need to change the denominator. I just wanted you to think about what we needed. So we need x's. So that is what we're going to multiply by. So we're going to go ahead and distribute this. X times the negative 15 is negative 15x. And there's also an x on the bottom. X times negative 4 is negative 4x equals 6 times x is 6x over x plus 3x. Now you'll see those cancel out. So you're left with negative 15 minus 4x equals 6 plus 3x. And then you just solve it algebraically. Okay. Okay, so you guys can take care of it after here. Your answer is going to be x equals something. Okay. Another question on the test review is number 11. It looks like this. 60 over w minus 5 minus 18 over w equals 40 over w. All right, so we have to think about what would make all the denominators the same. If they were the same, what would it be? What's this one missing? This one's missing. What's this one missing? So guys, when the denominator is all the same, what is it? So that is what you multiply by. You multiply by whatever the denominator would be once they are all the same. So that is what we multiply by. W times W minus 5. This will go to each item. So this will be 60 over W minus 5. That stays the same, but we're going to put W and W minus 5 with it. Next, minus this next fraction. This W will also go here. So the W and W minus 5 will also go there. You're just distributing. This will also go to the 40. When you do this, things cancel out. Those W's cancel. These W's cancel. W minus 5 cancels with W minus 5. So we're left with 60 W minus 18 W minus 5 equals 40 W minus 5. That's why we multiply by the least common denominator, because you know these W's will cancel, and you know W minus 5 will cancel. That gets rid of the fractions. Okay. All right, so now we just combine. Negative 18 times W is negative 18W. Can someone put in their calculator, what is negative 18 times negative 5? 90. This will be 60W equals 40 times W is 40W. What's 40 times negative 5?
Negative 200.
Thank you. All right, let's combine like terms. 60W minus 18W. What?
Oh. 22.
And then you just keep solving. Let's put the minus 40W, minus 40W. What do we get? Yep, I'm gonna bring it up here. This will be 2W plus 90 equals negative 200. Then we can subtract 90 from both sides. You'll get 2W is negative 290. Divide both sides by 2, and what do we get? Negative 145. Yeah. So that's how you solve. Any other questions on the test review? Number 15. This is 2 over all of this. Okay. I'm wondering what the denominators should be. If they were the same, what would it be? So guys, I'm just gonna look at this denominator and factor it. Two numbers that multiply to 8 add to -6 is what? -4 and -2. -4 times -2 is a +8. -4 plus -2 is -6. So I'm gonna rewrite this problem. I'm gonna rewrite this denominator to be x minus 4 and x minus 2. Is everyone okay with that so far? All right, so this is my new problem. I just rewrote the denominator. So guys, what should I multiply by? Good, thank you, Nasaya. X minus 4 and x minus 2. Because if they were all the same, this would also have an x minus 2. This would also have an x minus 4. So the denominator, if they were all the same, would be this. So that is what we're multiplying by. Okay, when I do that, notice all the fractions are going to disappear. This first fraction will have x minus 4 and x minus 2. This fraction right here will also have x minus 4 and x minus 2. And then this fraction will also have x minus 4 and x minus 2. Does everyone understand what I did here? Okay, this goes to all three of them. If you're confused because I didn't write a 1, you can still put a 1. You don't need the 1. Okay? All right, so let's see what cancels out. These are gone. This is gone. These two are gone. I am left with 2 equals x minus 2 plus 2 times x minus 4. Now you just do algebra. You solve it. 2 times x is 2x. 2 times -4 is -8. Everything else can just come down. We can combine the x's, so x plus 2x is 3x. Okay, I'm going to bring this up here. What's -2 and -8? Good, I'm going to bring it up here. This will be 2 equals 3x. These two together are -10. Now I'm going to solve. Add 10 to both sides. 2 plus 10 is 12. Divide both sides by 3. You get x is 4. All right. Let's plug it back in to see what happens. Well, if I plug this back in right here, I'll get 0 in the denominator. So I'm going to put no solution. If you plug this 4 in, you'll get 0. And you can't have 0 in the denominator. So I put no solution. Okay, these type of problems. We want to know, is this inverse? Are these inverse variation or not? Okay, whenever we're doing inverse variation, your equation is always x times y equals k. So looking at number 1, is this x times y equals k? No, it should look like this, x times y equals k. Your k is 7 in this case. So this is not inverse variation. Is this in the format of inverse variation? Yes, so this is inverse variation. What about this one? No, these aren't supposed to be added. They're supposed to be being multiplied. So this is not inverse variation. Is this inverse variation? No, it's supposed to be x times y, not y over x. This is not inverse variation. This one's a trick one. Is this one inverse variation? What can I do to put it in this format? Yes, multiply this side by x, that cancels, multiply this side by x. Now I have x times y equals 14. Is that inverse variation? So that one worked. Okay, let's see if this one's inverse variation. Let's do x times y. You're gonna need a calculator maybe? What's 2 times 16? 32. What's 8 times 4? What's a half times 64? What's 1 times 32? So you got the same K value every time. So this is inverse variation. Your K value here is 32. What's the K value for this one? Yep, so K is 14. What's the K value here? 3. And the rest weren't inverse variation. So that's how you do those questions.
Bless you. Bless you.
Okay, the only other type of question we didn't cover is, or just cover in this little session, is if x and y vary inversely. So if you ever see this sentence, that means you're using this equation, x times y equals k. And they say x is 7 when y is 3. What is x when y is 5? Okay, so use the formula. This is always the formula. X times y equals k. Let's figure out what k is. What do you think I'm going to do to find out what k is? Yep, so what's my x and y value? Yep, 7 and 3. So I'm going to erase this, put a 7 there, erase this, and put a 3 there. Those are the x and y values they gave me. So what's k? 21. Use the same formula. I'm going to plug in my formula now. I know k is 21. Now, what is x when y is 5? So I'm going to erase this y, put a 5 there. And how do I solve? Yep, divide by 5. So I didn't get a pretty number, but oh well. X is 21/5.